Here comes that girl that I don't chayi.
Here comes that boy that I don't need. He looks my way, but I don't see. Look on churi khilbana, choke choke rakhbana. Here comes that boy that I don't chayi. Hey everyone, my dear YouTube family. It's so good to say a big hi to all of you from Melbourne, Australia. And with me I have Shourov Bhattacharya. So Shourov is a fantastic composer and he's just come up with his first EP, Shourov, by the name Shourov. And I'm so glad that I've collaborated on 3 beautiful songs on this EP. And we're just here to talk about all of you and share our thoughts and journey of how these songs came about and what is really special about these songs. As you all know, I've been living in Australia for the past couple of years. I've moved from Chennai. Chennai, என்னோட Tamil fans, ஏன் இவங்க வந்து இங்க வந்தாங்கன்னு யோசிச்சீங்கன்னா it's a family move. But my music has not gone away from me. The artist may move, but the art keeps flowing. And so far, I've been singing in films and South Indian films, and that has been my life. But now, in Australia, I think my slate has been wiped clean. And my first ever musical collaboration has been with Shourov since I moved to Australia. So Shourov, hi, welcome to my YouTube channel.
It's great to be here, Sri, thank you. And can I just say, I love that you say Shourov correctly in the right Bengali way.
Okay.
Very few people do that, so yes.
Shourov has Bengali roots. So you were born and brought up in Australia, am I right?
Yeah, I was born and brought up here in Melbourne.
In Melbourne, okay.
But my family had been here already for 20, 30 years at that point. So very much Australians, but always grew up with Bengali music, folk music, Rabindra Sangeet on the radio or on the stereo. But also Hindi music, Bollywood music, and also just pop music and Michael Jackson, and then later hip-hop and rap, and so
I think it's very similar to the soundscape that I've heard as a child. I grew up in Chennai. Now I'm the Tamil ponida, but my mother, like I said, has been such an influence in what kind of music we heard and what kind of music was running in our subconscious mind all the time through the day. Like we were talking just earlier, one day it would be Carpenters or Michael Jackson running in the background, and then the other day it would be a Carnatic Kriti, and then the next day it would be a Urdu ghazal, and then a Bollywood number after that of Asha Bhonsle or somebody. So it's very similar, the kind of musical music that we've grown up with. So Shourov, tell us about this EP, Shourov. What is the kind of sonic perspective that you had producing this album, and about how we met and how this came to be? Yes.
Well, it's very much, leading on from what I said, it's very much an expression of who I am, but not just me, a lot of the kids I grew up with, in Australia. So we all had both cultures in our lives, and music was the way that expressed a lot of the time. So when I started my professional music career, I did it with a band called the Bombay Royale.
Okay.
And what we did is we were inspired by the old era of vintage Hindi music, so especially R.D. Burman, people like that.
The Damarodam times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also some of the great Tamil composers. So Raja was a huge.
Yes. Number very own Raja sir. Shourov, yes.
I hope no one who's watching this looks us up and finds the only time I sang in Tamil, which was terrible. Various apologies if anyone looks up that song, an old Ilayaraja classic. But we started.
What was the song, if I may ask?
Well, again, I'm going to murder the Tamil pronunciation, so apologies.
No worries.
But Solla Solla Enna Perumai.
Okay, Solla Solla.
Yeah, Solla Solla, famous song. So we started with the covers, but then very quickly I started to write music. And the way I write, because my Hindi and so on is not that good, but Bengali is my language. So I started to write Bengali and English together, and I started to craft these songs. And at the beginning I was like, well, no one's going to understand lyrics. It's probably, I just did it as an experiment.
It's also breaking the language barrier there. It's not often that we hear like a blend of a regional Indian language with English.
With the exception of Punjabi.
With the exception of Punjabi,
one,
of course.
Right? Yeah.
Kudos to those artists who have broken that ceiling. But it is yet to happen for other regional languages, and I think you will be one of the pioneers to do that for Bengali, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's a big part of my
That's the idea.
Because when I saw that happen there with the band, and now that I've come into the solo career, I thought, okay, let's take that even further.
That's amazing.
And so initially, actually, I was looking for a Bengali singer. So because naturally, I was like, oh, Bengali music.
But my name is Bengali. Srimathumitha.
It is
A
very
lot of people
Bengali.
ask me if I'm Bengali, the big eyes in the name.
Yeah, that's a big compliment. But I couldn't really find anyone suitable, and I actually reached out to people all over the place, in India, also in Bangladesh, here, remotely. So it was just great that when we bumped into each other, literally at a coffee shop. I think you knew maybe some mutual people, but the way that we just connected over that project.
It was a beautiful afternoon in South Yara. I remember I was living close to the city at that time, and it was fantastic. Shourov had sent me on WhatsApp a little draft, a little hook from Don't Chayi. So please, all of you, I take this opportunity to please urge you all to check out the single Don't Chayi from the album, from the EP Shourov. So it's spelt D-O-N-T, don't, and C-H-A-Y-I, Chai. Is that the tea we drink, Shourov?
No, and I put the Y in, so it wouldn't be chai.
Okay.
Don't chai. Chai.
What does that mean in Bengali?
I don't want.
I don't want.
And,
so it's not like I don't want tea. Chai translates to tea mostly for most of us. Bengali la adu aragana varte. Don't chai. So it's spelled with a Y, and it means I don't want.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to express in the song? You don't want.
It's a very common thing for all of us when we cover up the real motivation or desire for something, and so it's like, I don't want, I'm really not interested in this girl, but I can't stop singing about her. I'm sure a lot of us know that, whether you're a girl or a guy.
That language is universal.
Exactly.
The language of love and the dynamics of how you fall in love, the makeups, the breakups, the relationship problems, that's so universal.
Totally universal.
That doesn't need boundaries of region or countries or continents. That just runs.
We've all had that feeling of, she's over there and I'm not noticing her at all, but I know exactly what's, every move.
ஒரு பொண்ணு பின்னாடி பைத்தியமா அலையணும்னு முடிவெடுத்துட்டா அந்த பையனை யாராலுமே தடுக்க முடியாது. பார்க்க வேணாம் அப்படின்னு ஒரு குரல் சொன்னாலும் பார்க்கணும் எழுதணும் அவளை பத்தி பாடணும்னு இன்னொரு குரல் சொல்லும். I'm just saying that in Tamil. Even if you decide that you're not interested, you can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah. So that's what the song is about, and about the the fact that it's written in Bengali and English, and then
Banglish.
Banglish.
You say Banglish. Number one, the Tanglish. We have a thing called Tanglish in Tamil, where a lot of songs have English words. So we say Tanglish, speaking in Tamil and Hindi. So like that, you've experimented with English lyrics, which you have written, and sprinkling in these cool Bengali words in between.
Because that's the way we speak as well. Like we grew up as kids.
Like
we thought in English and Bengali. So it's not something we do as a strategy or as a fabrication. It's actually the way we think.
Thing.
It's totally like authentic.
Yeah.
So when someone who grew up in say Kolkata, in my case, might say, well, it's not authentic because it should be in should pure Bangla. But my answer is, well, yes, for you, but
how about
for
kids
us,
like you?
Yeah, for us, this is authentic, because for us, we think and talk like this. So
does this soundscape define what an ideal cultural and a linguistic soundscape would be for a second, third generation Bengali, a kid with Bengali roots, but who is growing up in Australia or the USA or anywhere in the globe? I think it's the time where people are spreading around the world. And just like Indian food is now being presented in a nice way, in a different way across the world, and Westerners just simply love it. They love those flavors and the spice, and we have so many such flavors in music as well.
We do.
And language as well. So I think this is a fantastic effort, and I enjoyed working with it. And I think one more important thing is most of the work on this album was done remotely, right, Shourov?
Yes, we had no choice after a while. I mean, we first met here, and then I remember you went to India, and then of course with COVID and the coronavirus, this remote way of working, we were thrown into it, but it's actually amazing, right? Like we used WhatsApp, we used
Skype and
Dropbox, and all these things.
Yeah.
All the platforms that are there, but
I recorded my vocals in Chennai.
Yeah.
And Shourov was here in Melbourne, remotely supervising the vocal recording session over Skype.
I remember that.
And I remember my sound engineer is a guy who works for films, Tamil movies. He was like, "The song is so different. I've not worked on anything like this. So catchy." That was the first thing he was saying.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, people love it already, yay. And it's fantastic, Shourov. I think we should sing a few lines. And I love the use of harmonium with hip-hop kind of beats. Am I right? Is that the genre?
This is. I mean, at one point I was describing it as hip hop meets harmonium.
Hip hop
for
meets
that reason.
harmonium.
For that reason, because it's unique. I mean, I love this instrument. I don't know why we're not using it in other experimental ways.
Maybe after now we will. Yes.
But just to have even that, especially with Western audiences, what I've noticed is even just to have a little line, because there's not much harmonium in this song, but just to have the, just to have that, hook in there, it cuts through. People don't know what it is. They're like, oh, what is that instrument?
Yeah.
And even in the video clip when we shot it, I remember you ran past and I was at the harmonium.
I did a little cameo.
Little cameos. If you watch the video, look out for the two of us.
Yeah.
Because this video was actually all about the amazing dancers of Melbourne in terms of putting that hip hop vibe out there.
And your wife, she choreographed the video. Jaya, who's an incredible dancer, and she runs a dance school as well. So I love how stylishly the video's been put together. And I think those who love the dance and the video aspect of a song should really check this out. It's one of those cool desi vibes meets hip-hop sort of a choreography as well. So I think this is an amalgamation of two cultures, linguistically, musically, and through dance as well.
Yeah, dance is part of it, and they're all universal, music, dance, and even the language things really, like the fact that you just came in, sang the Bengali perfectly, seamlessly.
Thank you, Shourov. Yes.
I mean, there are two other songs on the EP where you'll hear Sri singing very lyrically, so they're more like ballads.
Yeah.
I hardly had to...
Duto Pakhi was one
Duto
other
Pakhi,
song. The two birds, am I right?
Two birds, yeah.
Duto Pakhi is, I think it's like a polyphony of sorts. Like you have Shourov singing one layer and I'm coming as like a counter, like a layer.
Yeah, overlapping.
And then Brishti means rain in Bengali. And we've done this cool ballad, like a chill ballad that you would listen to having a cup of tea on a rainy day, typically like a day in Melbourne right now.
Yeah. Very Melbourne.
Yes.
And we'll probably, we should shoot
sounds.
another one about that.
Yeah.
There's a little story behind that, which will come later in the year.
So do you want to just jam on a few lines of Don't Chayi? Just like go for it?
Yeah, sure. Like,
there goes that boy that I don't see. Na, 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 na. He looks my way, but I don't see. Na, 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 na. Look at chori kilbuna, chuki chukarapuna. There goes that boy that I don't chayi.
yeah, so you have no idea, like you're not interested, right?
Yeah.
There goes that girl that I don't want.
Na, 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 na.
She looks my way, but I don't care.
Na, 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 na.
Look at churi kelbuna, mukhe mukharapuna. There goes that girl that I don't chayi.
Balubasha China. Oh,
I just sang the alternative lyrics right there.
I love the kids' voice that come in.
That's my son.
I don't want to.
10-year-old, yeah. So,
I don't want to love
Balubasha, Balubasha China.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't need your love, Balubasha, Balubasha China.
So cute.
Yeah, it was
What's his
cute.
name?
Keshav.
Keshav.
So Keshav is on the credits, and
So
just
cool.
goes to show sometimes the solution is close at hand, because I was looking for a backup singer and he was there. So.
Cool. That's it. You've got the entire thing going with your family.
Yeah,
You got
why
the
not?
choreographer, you got
Well,
the
in
composer.
lockdown, you don't have much choice.
Yes.
So.
And I'm so glad that I was looking to go forward. You know, sometimes we don't want to be boxed again. And after coming to Australia, I was also looking to go forward with my music, you know, break a few more ceilings. And I think this EP and this collaboration has come at the right time and made me sing in English and Bengali and languages in which people have not heard my voice before as well. So I'm very thankful, Shourov, that you have picked me for this collaboration and that we met and that fate has played its hand very well with this album.
It has.
And all we want and urge you to do is to please check out this good piece of music. So Don't Chayi is available on YouTube. The video is available right now.
Yeah, it's on YouTube and all the platforms.
Yes.
Shourov is the name it's released under.
SHOUROV.
ROV.
Shourov.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, this is, you know, I just wanted to say, Shri, that this is the beginning as well.
Okay.
It's not just the end of something. We've got a few songs here, but we've already been, you know, just before this, jamming on some other ideas.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to do more. You know,
I think explore new soundscapes and ideas and just keep giving some new stuff.
And I want to be learning more about Tamil music and getting into that. So that's probably the next project.
Download a music special. I think that's so special about India. Every region has its own like rich treasure of music. So that's what we're going to be exploring with sounds and languages and just packaging it in a whole new exciting way so that the global audience can appreciate what riches we have in form of music. So thank you very much, and this is me, Shri, signing off. We'll meet in our next musical collaboration, teet, I don't know what, but yes, surprises in store. Thank you.